Hi, CJ here and welcome to SCN. In our last video we showed you the most expensive cars, so it only seems fitting that we now do the other end. Now, the rules are as follows. The car has to be roadworthy, with a working engine, have at least 6 months MOT and able to legally drive away. These results have come from Autotrader, eBay and classifieds, including what has already sold or the average asking price. So without further ado, here is SCN's top 10 cars for less than £1,000. Number 10. What a way to start a list. A car that I have personally owned. If style and driving with passion are all that matters to you, then here's your car. These can be bought for around the £800 mark and really do stand out from the crowd. With a Momo leather interior, great soundtrack and one of the best chassis you can find. But do be warned, these cars are high maintenance and requires cam belts, water pumps, tensioners and all the rest of it every 3 years. Budget around £700 to do this though. And do remember, these are classic Italians, so you need to look after them. Number 9. So carrying on from the coupes is the last of the Wankel engine cars. But wait, this is actually a Mordor cross coupe with good rear axis and a decent boot. These engines rev to 9,000 RPM in stock form. They're rear wheel drive and they come with 228 horsepower and a 6-speed box, all for around the £900 mark. But be careful what you buy, as these engines are typically required to be fully rebuilt every 70,000 miles or so, costing around a healthy £1,000 to do so. They drink as much oil as they do petrol, struggle to get above 30 miles per gallon, and could do with a service every 5,000 miles. Number 8. Back to the stylish side we go. But with this one, you actually get 4 doors. Gorgeous styling, a fantastic interior and a fairly decent MPG. These cars can command high prices in top form as they're basically a 4-door Brera, but hunt around and you'll get one for £1,000. But also a reminder, these are Italian cars, so expect some of the usual issues. One of the biggest problems these cars face is a temperamental or complete failure of the body computer, which in turn immobilises the car and you cannot start it. Budget around £300 for the unit to be rebuilt, bearing in mind it will have to be sent off, but at least you can still look good at the side of the road. Number 7. A car released in 2001 by simply plonking a Jaguar shell on a Mondeo and sending it out. Well, almost, and these particular cars come with a Jaguar V8 and are a lot cheaper than the diesels to obtain, with these cars selling for as little as £850 on eBay. So on the good side, you get a nice V8 rumble with plenty of torque, a full leather climate controlled electronic interior, and the permission to leave your wallet in the car and say Jag. But be careful, as these are thirsty barges, have high insurance and tax premiums. Gearboxes are known to typically go between every 60 and 70,000 miles, and in rarer cases, cylinder liners going at less than 100,000 miles. Number 6. The CLK goes down the looking good rather than feeling sporty coupe route. Yes, it has a nice smooth 6-cylinder engine, all the toys you can imagine from the time, a surprisingly good build quality for this generation of Mercedes, and certainly a good presence in the car park. These cars can be had starting from £650 for a roadworthy example, but check all the electrics as they do go wrong, and it will take an auto electrician a long time to diagnose and fix these problems. Also check the arches and seals, as these are prone to rust and can very quickly get out of hand and turn it into a rot box.
Number 5.
A fairly bulletproof choice for the age. You get a nice pokey diesel engine, MPG that can be easily in the 50s, a good chassis, will easily go to 300,000 miles when looked after, a good lump of toys, and a car that has aged very well. Cars with a few cosmetic issues can be had for under £1,000, but look for service history, as when these go wrong they will become money pits. Rust is a big problem on these around the arches. The wiring can be quite fragile over time and break apart. But the biggest thing to look for is the rear subframe, which can literally tear the floor pan from the car.
Number 4.
Well, what can I say? If you want to look the part and go around in comfort for you and the whole family, here you are. If you're happy with a lesser 6-pot engine, these can be had from around £800. The M52 this has dropped into it is one of the best engines to ever engrace BMW. The 2.8 has power and reliability stamped into its block. As you can imagine, toys are in plentiful supply, from telephones to sat-navs, and definitely still has a presence, as people don't realise that these cars are this cheap. Not too many problems with these, apart from the usual running costs. But saying that, there are electrical gremlins that will put a halt to the creature comforts, and second-hand parts do command a premium. Also be wary of service history. They are chain driven, but these will only last if the oil has been changed on time, and if it hasn't, they can be prone to snap.
Number 3.
Now, when this beast came out in the 90s, it was the pinnacle of Japanese luxury at half the cost of its German rivals. Even to the point every car had all its buttons tested to make sure they felt and sounded correct. If they didn't, it was back to the production line. Again, loads of toys, great reliability, and a cheap way to a V8. With cars going for the £900 mark on eBay. The engines are simple and therefore pretty robust. Comfy as hell to be in, and a bit different. Now, I haven't got a load of bad things to say about this car. Yes, you're going to have the running costs of a V8, the equipment is a bit dated by today's standards, the LCDs fail a lot, but that's about it.
Number 2.
Now, remember, this Goliath could have cost 50 grand brand new, and now they can be had for just under £1,000 for this V8 version. These have enormous presence everywhere, sound good and powerful. You get air suspension all around, sat-navs, and sometimes a manual gearbox. They're also relatively simple to repair, and a very good off-road stately house. Now, there are downsides. The air suspension is prone to fail, the split folding tailgate can rust, it's quite slow, you have the usual V8 running costs, the rear brakes can seize easily, and the wiper linkages are known to fail, but all are very fixable.
Number 1.
First thing you need to know about this big ass luxury mobile is that it was the lightest in its class at 1.5 tons, and it won't rust. That's because the car is aluminium. It cost a whopping 75 grand on launch in top form, and now can be had for as little as £850. The car is very roomy, safe and luxurious. The 4.2 V8 is very well powered considering the weight of the car. It's bursting with quality, Audi levels of reliability, and overall it's a big old cool car. Now, the trouble with an aluminium body panels is that they dent very easy and are expensive to repair. The ride quality can feel a little bit off sometimes, the gearboxes only last about 100,000 miles, and the Quattro 4-wheel drive system is expensive to repair. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, drop us a comment, and subscribe for more.